Hello, everybody, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, your executive producer here, and thanks for tuning in to watch or listen to whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to. In these trying times, we really do appreciate everyone that feels that we are worth their time, and we hope that we're able to give you something entertaining to while away the time as you spend it. We particularly want to thank those of you that feel like we're worth financially contributing to, particularly our $25 and up supporters on Patreon, who are Antitonic, Drevian Alexander, Cat Waterflame, Rowan Parker, and Samantha Bates. Yes, I read that off of a list. Thank you very much for supporting us. I know that in these uncertain times, finances are tough for everybody, so that you're willing to donate to us means a lot to all of us here, and we thank you. That being said, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gran, Terra, Shadowfront, aka Argues About 3.5 Rules Before the Show every week. Hi, I'm John. I'm your game master for this week, for the evening. Joining me today to try to determine if I'm flipped backwards or not. I think I am. There we go. Joining me today is Gent. Sorry, Jack.
Hi, I'm Gent. I'm played by Jack, who is but I'm playing Gent Minar, the half-elf spellslinger, and a ley line is a static geospatial feature that you can't take with you.
But it does run along certain lines.
Yeah.
So you can follow it.
You can follow it, absolutely. But if you leave it, it is behind.
And Mara?
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Titania Valkorian, a Ladrin Druid princess.
Do you have any strong opinions on ley lines?
No, I wasn't paying attention. I'm looking up time zone stuff for other things. It's okay.
And William?
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Valdez Stonebeard, the Dwarven Samurai, and the thing the Ley Walker does isn't carry the ley line with them. It draws energy from the ley lines to fuel their magic, and the ley lines are everywhere, so they can draw from most places.
Ley lines are not fucking everywhere.
On
Azeroth, they cross the entire planet, so...
And Jeremy?
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I play Kalerna Alani, Drow Echo Knight, and I will spare you a rant on ley lines and just say fuck prestige class.
Fair. And Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I'm playing Ithram Valar, Hobgoblin War Wizard, and like Mara, I don't have very strong opinions either way, but I was paying attention. I just don't really, no.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights and human rights. Who are we saying fuck to today?
Believe women. Fuck Sinatra from formerly from Overwatch League, now from Valorant.
Yeah.
Saying Frank Sinatra because yeah.
No. I mean, he did some fucked up shit too.
Absolutely, he did, but he's been dead for a while. So
no. Former Overwatch.
Wait, you're not
League
familiar with
MVP,
Cyborg Frank Sinatra?
Jay Sinatra 1.
Okay, gotcha.
Also, NFTs are stupid.
They are.
Yeah.
Anyways. If you would like to purchase an NFT of this moment, please let me... Please pay me 1 Bitcoin.
I have a gift card.
Something Silk Road something.
Pay me 1 Bitcoin on Silk Road?
That'd be really hard. It's been shut down like 17 times.
Yeah.
Or all 17 people who have tried to get it up and running again.
It's been shut down 17 times, but started back up 18.
No, I'm pretty sure they let it die. Actually, I think it was after 3 People are finally like, no, everybody who starts Silk Road gets arrested and sent to federal prison. I'm done with this.
When last we left off, the Steelhearts had gone to visit Mom and Pop Valar, who the warlord and chief mystic of the Duskreach Legion in Desolation, on their way north to the frozen wastelands known as Ysveld, in search of the Archmage Galadir Alunai, who apparently is Gent's uncle, or something like that.
Somebody is wearing Galadir, claiming to be Gen's uncle.
Either
It's
someone.
very-
Sorry.
Either,
I know it's Galadir, but every time I hear it, I just start hearing the Gallivant song.
Galadir would be an awesome addition to Gallivant if you wanted everyone to die. He would be. It would be the LFG musical, but in Gallivant. Anyways, and when we last left off, Gent had just woken up after having received a dream relating to some sort of deal being made, by a figure calling himself. I put it in the notes so I wouldn't forget
Alralan.
this time. Alralan, whom Ithram's legend lore determined to be a character of myth from Avalon.
Yep.
And wasn't
also
somebody
possibly-
casting like some divination spell to see if killing
Yep.
Cal Argal was a good
Yes.
idea
So,
or some
Titania, you were casting a spell.
Also
Yeah.
possibly an owl folk. That is not confirmed.
shit? Yes.
So you were casting divination.
Uh-huh.
And
I asked the question already.
I
It
think
got
I gave you an answer.
Yep. Yep. I had asked about this things like motives and stuff, and basically it got told that it's gonna hold up its end of the deal. So we got that at least. I mean, I can ask another question, but it may not. If we want to go back and kill Argal, then I can ask about what that might do. But
Well, I feel that we've already gotten this far. We might as well push forward to the frozen north wastelands, wherever that we're going to find this Galadir blood mage person.
mhm.
And Ithram, assuming that he's feeling up for it, can always just get us back home whenever we need, more or less.
Yes. Yes. We could beat in Throm in a moment's notice. Well, 10 minutes notice.
10 minutes and a moment's notice.
Yes. Did this figure specifically say to kill Cal?
Oh, yeah.
Just remove them from the plane.
He seemed to be fairly specific about making it lethal. I don't think we have to necessarily, I think we can kill Cal Argal in Taram, and that would qualify as, because, fiend and demon death is always a little bit wibbly wobbly.
Yes.
I am still not incredibly familiar with who this Kalalgar is.
He's the leader of a fairly immensely powerful mercantile company, Argal Trading Company. I don't know if they have dealings in Avalon.
They do.
They do
You
magic.
have, you have heard of the
This-
Argal Trading Company.
Okay.
Yep.
It is fair to
Anyway.
say I would not be familiar with Cal.
No,
but
not with Cal, but you are familiar
Yeah.
with the name of the Argal Trading
It's
Company.
it's like being familiar with Walmart and not being
I was going to say.
familiar with.
Yeah, like
So this is Joe Walmart.
Yeah, this is Jack Starbucks, and
right.
And
Ithram
besides
has a catalog that he's been reading while we were traveling through here. So he's
That's right.
reading
You
the-
do have that.
Yeah. He picked it up when we got back to the house.
Yep. Besides, you do have that. I mean, Ithram magic, shielding you right now, so we should be okay putting that off. As far as our mortal enemies showing up again.
Well, and this Elrond character didn't seem to be in a particular rush for an answer, so just don't
Okay.
let me forget that he will probably need an answer eventually.
I'm sure he'll remind you.
Yeah, I like to get out in front of things like that if I can.
Fair, fair.
Yeah, it was definitely more of a, this is a thing you need and I can benefit from it, than a, this is a thing that I desperately need and I need you to do it kind of situation.
Right. Yeah.
There's definitely some. It was definitely somebody.
It was an offer of convenience for him.
Yeah, it was
more or
somebody
less,
pursuing
yeah.
an opportunity, not somebody pursuing a desire.
Right.
He saw the opportunity and wanted to take it before someone else did.
Yeah.
And I am being accurate if I am believing that we are not entirely certain of these persons' motives, correct?
Not
No.
entirely.
I'm not opposed to getting rid of demons. Very much
I
the opposite.
am opposed to
I'm
becoming
very
public enemy
opposed.
number 1 in Tehran, however.
Yeah,
if
can I
it's a
make some sort
demon,
of, like,
it is the right thing
history
to
check?
do. Then would they not understand?
Can I make some sort of history check to see, like, what I think if we murdered Cal Argal, what sort of consequences that might have for the Steelhearts?
You can give me a history check. Yeah, sure. Or an insight check, one of the two.
Can I do that?
Sure, you all can.
I'm
if you so
better.
desire.
I'm better at history.
I'm gonna go with insight.
I got a 20.
I'll wait till all the rolls are in.
I will not
Oh,
roll
that's
because
an
I don't
11.
think that my character would know.
Fair.
That's fair.
And also, my character naively assumes that if you kill a demon, it doesn't matter where they're positioned. That's a good thing, and they will like you for it.
Sweet summer child.
I can make that history check. I don't suppose that Tehran would qualify as a military culture. Nah.
No. Actually,
I also got a 20.
no.
No, roll.
Also, that's specifically for charisma checks, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter either way.
It doesn't matter either way.
26.
All right, Titania with an 11. You're a princess. You can get away with it.
Wait.
You've got that privilege.
Yep.
But we put
the
Titania in
murder
charge of
privilege.
The murder
everything.
privilege, yes. Getting Valdeth. It's kind of mixed odds. There are certainly ways you can think of for toppling powerful individuals and exposing them for the evils that they have done, if they have done any evils, and eliminating them in such a way that it doesn't collapse back onto you. The Argal Trading Company is not a military unit. They are a trading company. They hire guards. They do not train guards. They do not have their own personal security force. Hence why they hired you guys for the auction and things like that. They hire griffins regularly. The primary things that you're thinking of, it would certainly be a loss of income of a particular kind for griffins in the city. But there are ways that you could spin it to work for you. The trick, though, in those cases being, you'd have to find some way to prove that Cal Argal is not only a demon, but also an evil demon. Because Tehran, being what it is fairly liberal when it comes to people's heritages. Just look at the royal family. And so, just being a demon isn't enough for you to sanction killing someone in Tehran.
Probably why he's here and not in core.
Yeah. Ithram. Similarly, you can think of ways to shift it to your favor. But more importantly, as you're thinking about it, you guys are pretty certain he's a demon. You're not 100% certain that he's a demon. But more importantly, he's on this side of the veil, which means he's been here for a while.
Yeah.
And similar to dragons, the older a demon is, the more powerful they tend to be.
Yeah.
Demons, devils, fiends, etc. Like, age begets power in the realm of fiends, similar to dragons. That's the thing that you think of. It's like, hang on a second. Wait, how long has he been around?
The door's been shut for 10,000 years. Okay then.
So that's sort of where your thoughts go to, being the
Yeah.
wizard.
All right, well, we have it if we need it, I suppose.
The other option, of course, being to work the reverse angle and seeing if Kalar Gall might be willing to pull some strings in exchange for whoever this Aurulon might be, the information.
We even know less about him.
We do, but we know that he's after Kalar Gall's business, and I feel like any business merchant would want to be aware of that.
Yeah, but
Yes,
can't
but
do
that's putting
anything else.
ourselves in between two very powerful figures and actively pissing one of them off at least.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Versus
That's true of
versus-
doing it either way.
Right, versus, hear me out, considering Ithram's analysis of Master Algal's probable age and commensurate power, leaving well the fuck enough alone and letting these two titans of arcane influence just fight their own fight. Thank you very much.
We would still have to, deal with your problem.
Well, yes, but he's been on this side of the veil for what? 2 weeks? Versus
Yeah,
10 millennia
he's been on this side of the veil for 2 weeks and has already sent 3 attack forces after you.
yes.
There's only been
Yes.
2 weeks.
Rough estimate. It's probably been longer than that. It's definitely been longer than that. But you get what I'm saying.
About a month.
Comparatively
It's been
shorter
about a
time
month.
than I was going to say. Comparatively shorter time than Kalar Gal has.
But it's been about a month and he's already sent 3 attack forces after you.
Oh yes, because I'm literally the only reason he's on this side. I'm sure Mr. Argal has plenty of other interests to occupy his time.
Depending on the fiend that may be the sole reason they're sending these after you, is because you're the reason they are here. They don't want to be on this plane.
Well,
And whatever
if he's,
the
if he's
magic
willing to
from the
take his armor
artifact.
off, I think I could fix that pretty quickly.
Painful way. Yeah. But that's there's a lot we don't know, and
It's true.
we're still
Who
going.
knows? Maybe,
So
maybe whoever this Galadir fellow is will feel very, very guilty about someone using him to impersonate my uncle and destroy my entire family, and will take care of the archdevil thing for us as an apology. I've realized that I'm literally making shit up.
that sounded good.
That seems like a long reach, but if it pays off, I'll be happy for you.
Optimism
have-
springs eternal.
I have the idea that he will be pissed, maybe not for that reason, but he will be quite an angry individual once this is
So-
brought to his attention, if it's not already.
So we're heading out today, though, right?
Aye.
Yes.
Off to
Windwalker
the
again?
north.
Works for me.
If that's...
Yep, I've got it prepared. So
Very well.
Let's be off then.
okay.
All right, so you
Uh,
exit the
This
tent.
is Ithram, do you need to say goodbye to your parents or anything? Or are we just...
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's still the middle of the night. We woke up at mid-rest, didn't we? And
Oh,
just
I
started
thought
having
you woke
this
up after
conversation.
you woke up after the long rest.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
Yes. If you
Yeah.
have any preparations, I'll be back in a few
Okay.
minutes. Then I'll go.
Yeah, you woke up after a long rest and immediately cast several
Legend
high level
Elimination,
spells.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yep.
Start of a good day. 5th level spell, 4th level spell. All right.
Burn through
Now
this
we
shit.
can go. Now we can go down into the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get those out of the way.
Now that we're
Don't
nice
choose
and now that we're
spell.
nice and prepped.
think I'm the only one who's cast.
No, you can't. No, Ithram cast Legend Lore,
Oh,
Yeah.
which is a 5th
that's
level
right.
spell.
It's all right. I can
Two
get that
people.
spell
Two
back.
people have cast one spell each.
Yeah.
So, Ithram, you go see your parents.
Yep, and I'm actually going to give my original like spellbook to my younger sister, and
She takes it, flips through it.
don't look at the back. You're definitely not ready, but there's some new.
She's gonna flip immediately to it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she's not. Gonna...
Why would you
she's
even
not...
say that?
Already looking at the back.
Yeah, no, she can't use those spells anyways. It just fizzle and pop. But there's some interesting ones in the front that
I have
learning
one.
should be helpful.
I have one for you. One that I learned.
Oh,
What's your AC?
17.
12. So she missed. She raises her hand, and you watch as her like sort of burgundy skin just calcifies into this sort of obsidian rock, and she punches you.
I'll let it hit though.
Like it hits your armor. It doesn't really
Yeah.
do any damage, but she's like, "I stole this from mother," and she holds up a piece of paper towards you.
I'll take it, and this will be our secret. That is good though. Work on that, and you'll be a force to be reckoned with.
So you can now add to your list of cantrips that you can switch out from.
Yeah.
The spell Stone Fist, which
Stone Fist
is in my homebrew collection, so you should have access to it on D&D Beyond.
All right.
Let me pull it up real quick just so I can read it out loud, because it's a fun spell. Stone Fist, 2 words. Stone Fist, cantrip, 1 action, transmutation spell. Only has somatic components. Your fist hardens like stone just before you strike an opponent. Make a melee spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 magical bludgeoning damage and must make a strength saving throw versus your spell save DC or be knocked prone. The spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level. So you can actively deck people with it.
Nice.
You said that's a cantrip, so he can technically do it twice with the illusionist bracelet?
Yeah, you can double punch people.
Bam!
You can fall on Captain Kirk if you want, or you can just box.
Nice. I get to be an earthbender, yay. I get to be my hero Toph.
Yeah, so it's an attack roll, and if you hit, then they save or be knocked prone.
All right.
But they still
Nice.
take the damage either way. It's a fun little spell. And it's very hobgoblin. Like, it's just...
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're a wizard.
Bonk.
Yep. This wizard cast feast.
Yeah. Stone Fist.
Yep.
Your father, as you pass by your sister and head up to the tent, your mother and father inside the tent having a conversation. Well, it was good to see you here, Ithram. I hope your journeys are safe and prosperous.
It was good to be back. Safe is a relative term, but I will be okay.
Fair enough. If you're ever coming back this way, I believe Onkar is. Let me look up the word for this real quick. Onkar will be undertaking the Ispiantinia sometime in the next few months. If you are interested in watching. The Ispantinia is a ritual by which followers of Kultir attempt to earn the god's favor. This is how chosen of Kultir are created, basically. Where they undergo some sort of martial ritual and depending on how they perform, they can do anything from be ignored, earn a blessing from Kultir, or become Kultir's chosen.
Yes. I have the means to contact you magically, and I believe Mother does as well. But I would definitely like to at least hear about it if I'm not able to return.
Yes. Onkar is the one best suited from our legion to attempt it at the moment. So we will be journeying to the Titan's ribs for the ritual site. If you are in that area.
We'll try to make it back. But I would like to hear how it goes.
Of course.
Titan's foot, Titan's ribs. Where's the Titan's funny bone laying?
Buried underground somewhere.
The humor died with the Titan.
That's why there are no gestures in Desolation.
Yeah.
Where is the Titan's tibia or the Titan's humerus?
Where is the Titan's occipital? And your mother's sort of off to one side, flicking her fingers and causing a few little like sparks as she's messing with some sort of like she's testing some kind of spell. Yeah. Like the spells that are in that book only go up to 4th level anyways. So make an Arcana check to see if you can figure out what she's doing. Yeah. 13. You've no idea. This is a much higher level spell than you've cast yourself. All right. I just look at her confused, and fingers are not supposed to bend that way when casting, but... My son, the amount of knowledge that I have forgotten... Oh, I thought you said my sister was doing that. My bad. She said my son. My son, the amount of knowledge that I have forgotten vastly outstrips what you know.
I heard that line before.
Variations of it have been said throughout several different places.
I've forgotten more than you'll ever know.
Yeah, I've forgotten.
That's a pretty common.
Yeah. I can't think of where specifically you would have heard it because I've heard it 15 different places. Mm-hmm. Well, be good on your journey. Do not cause trouble for your pack. I will do my best. Good. And
apparently it's a Skeeter Davis song, so that would probably be why it's so popular.
And whenever you make your journey to the 9 Hells, be sure to bring me back. I will bring back a souvenir. As many as you can carry. I have this, and he pats to his bag of holding. Can carry quite a bit. Good. Thank you for your help. You're welcome. Let me know if you need it again. Will do. I believe my companions are ready to travel, so if you need anything from us after the tribute has been paid, please don't hesitate to contact us. Of course. Goodbye, my son. Goodbye. And I'll go. Ked just nods to you as you leave. Yep. Very masculine. I'm not sad kind of nod. And you rejoin the group. Yep.
Okay. She's been doing some very complex drawings on the ground and then stands up and is like, we just need to hold hands. And then cast Windwalk.
Gent will reach out for hands and start to say to Valdeth, I wonder what this legion will be like when we come back and... And you never know what he was about to say.
Dust on the
But
wind.
Valdeth is smart and probably remembers that he left firearm designs in the hands of an 8-year-old.
Yep.
Terrible, terrible.
You begin traveling north.
No,
Yep.
he's 12.
Okay, even better.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna be
300 feet around, 600 if you're dashing.
Yes, I'm aware of the speedy. Yes. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm not staying here, so I'm not fixing everyone's cameras, but I'm just showing it for the audience. So you are currently. Nope, wrong one. There
We're
we
at
go.
the blue dot.
Yes, you are currently here.
Yep.
Desolation stretches from this
I can
area
wait.
to about there. All of this is desolation. Beyond that, to in this direction is the Highlands, and up this way is Ysveld. I will put it in text.
With maps available to us, we
I
would
was
have had
about
time
to beat you to it. But go ahead.
Yeah. What was that, William?
I said, with maps available to us, we would have had time to plot out a route.
Well,
So-
your route is currently as fart gas, so
Yeah, but like with us having had the opportunity, for instance, while Ithram was out talking, to establish like where we want to go, Valdeth would have asked if people want to cut a little bit west, because we're not going to make this all in one go, so that when we have to land and rest for the evening, we're resting in the Highlands, not in desolation.
Sure. Sounds
Works
good
for
to
me.
me. Highlands sound fun.
Where exactly are we going? Again?
We're going north into Ysveld, which is a large region to the north, but I feel like we can cut northwest so that when we have to rest in this multi-day journey, we're not sitting in the desert full of things that want to kill us.
Yes, I was going to say, how far can we travel
so with
on the map wise, like a square?
Yeah. With the range that you currently can travel in when walking, you can make basically 2 squares a day,
Okay.
or 2 squares in an 8-hour period.
Okay. So if
Which
we
is how
go
long the spell
like
lasts. I
that,
assume, right?
I was gonna.
squares is like
It's snapping.
we
Snap.
completely avoid desolation.
Yeah, like around that area for one day
Like,
and then go that way.
It'd be 10 when we hit 10 feet is where we're.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it'd be about like go there for one day and then cut that way, so we're completely avoiding desolation entirely.
In this retroactive conversation, what does Gent know about the Highlands?
Give me a history check.
Okay. 11.
The Highlands. The Highlands are they are split into several different smaller like kingdoms and fiefdoms and sort of things. Unlike large sections of the southern areas that are all consolidated, like the southern continent is all consolidated basically between 3 kingdoms, and then it's wildlands. The peninsula is the Adalian Empire, the Umbral Forest, and the Desolation, or the Kingdom of Adal. The Highlands is a bunch of small fiefdoms, kingdoms, baronies, like just sort of scattered around.
So Highlands is more of like a geographic term, not
yeah. It's not a national
political
term. It's
term, right,
called the
yeah.
Highlands because it is geographically at a higher elevation. It's colder. You know, it's you know, further north. Various different cultures there.
Okay.
Nothing, no one that stands out in particular. So, and having never been there, you're not familiar with any of the specific kingdoms.
Okay.
Also, do we know where in Ysveld we're looking for this tower? Because that's a big space to search.
Not quite. I was oh shoot, I don't have it prepared, but I do have I think I can navigate. I have some navigation kind of magic.
Well, we don't need it today. We'll be traveling today. We won't make it to Ysveld in a day. So
some of them though, you have to know where you're going to. Hang on, let me look.
Well, we know that
as
it's a big ruined
use
tower
my spells
on the far side of Desolation. So
presumably it'd be on somewhere on the eastern end of Ysveld if it's on the far side of Desolation. So somewhere in that region, probably.
Relnor Weaveborn initially described it as. So yes.
Yeah. Would Galadir's Tower or something like that be enough with Find the Path or not?
Let me look at Find the Path.
Yeah. Find the shortest, most direct physical route to a specific fixed location that you are familiar with on the same plane of existence.
You are not familiar with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, that might be enough to get a scry on it, maybe, if it's not protected against scrying.
Okay.
But
I don't know.
But that's not enough to Find the Path, no.
Okay. Would scrying on it then be enough to Find the Path?
Yeah, like if you were able to scry on is it scrying or is it the other one that lets you look at
scrying can pick a location. It just says you have to add either a location or a creature.
Yeah.
So
scrying on the location would be enough to be able to use Find the Path on it. You just have to scry on it first successfully.
Although I think you have to have seen the location. No. I don't remember the rules of scrying. Scrying is weird.
You can see and hear a particular creature you choose. The target must be a instead of targeting a creature, you can choose a location you have seen before as the target of the spell. So there's another divination spell that lets you see places you haven't seen before. I'm trying to think of what it is.
Clairvoyance.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that one just lets you have a sensor where you can either see or hear.
Yeah, so clairvoyance would be what we were looking for.
Yeah, I don't get clairvoyance. I don't think.
No, that's a wizard and a sorcerer and everything but a druid spell.
Yep.
Yeah, quick question while I was on my walk back to the party. Would Stonefist be arcane only? Like, would...
Let me look. I don't think so, no. It should say on the spell.
Yeah, I forgot to. But all right,
it is.
Although clairvoyance only goes for a mile.
Yeah.
Stonefist,
Druid. You have to be pretty close for that.
Druid, sorcerers, wizards, and artificers can all use Stonefist.
Okay.
So I may not be able to kind of. I can see if I can scry on it later. I mean, at a certain point, we're bound to get somewhere where there are more animals around, and then I can just ask, because a big tower or something, things will notice that.
One of the characteristics of a frozen wasteland is that there typically aren't that many animals.
Desolation is a barren wasteland, and you saw giant crabs and lizards.
See?
Yes.
I saw a dinosaur. It's cool.
There's a difference.
They are ferocious. Do not get close, even the small ones.
I think I can turn you into dinosaur. Just FYI. Anyway.
Anyone who wants can make a nature check to see what they know about Ysveld.
Sure.
I always like doing nature checks.
19.
Great. I'm the best druid. 9. It's icy.
It's
outside.
It's outside and cold. Ithram, don't go there is pretty much what you know.
Yeah.
Valdeth, you've heard a little bit of Ysveld. It is a frozen wasteland. Like there's a lot of ice, snow, mountains, but there is life there. There are various barbarian settlements and tribes that live there, and there's quite an amount of life that lives in the cold areas. Various herbivores like elks and the like, moose, and then there's also things like yetis.
I imagine it's relatively sparse, though. Like you won't just
It's
find
yeah, it's not-
animals sitting around.
They tend to wander in very specific areas rather than just randomly throughout.
Like, you'll go for long stretches and not see an animal,
Yes,
and then you'll see one.
and then you'll see a lot, and then you'll see nothing again.
To be clear, you will see a lot, and then you will see nothing again because the animals will have destroyed you, and you will not be able to see anything ever again.
Exactly.
Yeah, Ysveld. Whether or not you'll find any animals around will depend on where in Ysveld you are, and if it happens to be among the migratory patterns of any of the beasts that live there. There will be long stretches where there's nothing.
Jack, do you have the map version that I gave you that had the names of all the continents on it?
Let me look.
'Cause I can't find mine. Because I was gonna go ahead and put names on all the continents.
It's just
Are you
left hand and right hand, yeah?
Are you looking for the the world map thing under handout? Goes party notes, ethereal chart, the world map. I think it's got all the names on it.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're
Well, if
welcome.
there's not anything in Ysveld, then we can always ask in the Highlands. So we just go there. Ask around, maybe get a guide. Should be fine.
I'm
What, this-
clouds. I can't talk.
Well, this is
This is before we're retconning.
This is while Ithram was.
Oh,
This is while
okay.
Ithram was visiting his
thi-
parents.
This is still retcon. Okay, never mind.
This is a conversation that was happening while Ithram was talking with his family.
Really?
Oh, then ignore my nature check. I was just outside. It's gonna be cold today.
We'll chill.
But yes, we'll discuss further when we rest for the first night. But let's make that plan to head northwest for the first day, so that we're not resting in desolation.
It sounds like an acceptable thing to do.
Oh, hey, it's Rome. We go through another thing of us getting trapped in a loop of endless repeats, and we do the same thing we already said we did. Missed. Go north.
Yeah, and so you traveled. So you're heading into the Highlands rather than staying in desolation.
Yes.
All right. So you fly after about 4 hours of being in cloud form. You notice that the terrain drastically changes. There's almost a line where this wasteland recedes and gives way to grasslands, like and sort of flatten open. So the rocky terrain gives way to flat and open terrain. You can tell that there is sort of like there's almost like a. There's like you see that the border of desolation is designated by this sort of craggy disturbance in the ground, and the ground level drops about 1,000 feet after the edge of desolation, and then hits the ground, and it's open plains and grasslands.
The Highlands is actually lower than desolation.
Yeah, but it's higher geographically than like core is and everything.
Yeah. The high but not too highlands.
You can all make a nature check if you like, as looking at this thing, looking at this weird rift in the ground.
Why not?
10?
Natural 20, 25.
12.
Gent
My high
knows
rolls
his
had to
plate
stop somewhere.
tectonics.
14.
Ghent and Kalerna, actually. It looks so like looking at the edge of this thing, and then thinking back to where you saw the Titan. You're pretty certain that when that Titan fell, it hit the ground so hard that this section of the Earth just rocketed up. And that's probably why desolation is so high above the sea level.
Titan made a plate flip like a regular plate.
They were just rage quitting.
Yeah,
They tilted the planet.
Small village into the ocean to the east.
It's just like I like the idea that there's just like a camp on one side that just went. "Tuh!"
Excellent.
We just hear on the wind, whoa, whoa, and then.
Cool.
Eventually, you all settle down in sort of a small copse of trees, where you have some sort of there are various roads and like small farming villages you can see off in the distance, but you sort of land in this small unoccupied copse of trees and back to flesh.
Woo.
This is much better.
But you don't like that you missed?
No, this is much better than desolation.
Oh.
Hey, no.
Okay.
It's more it's more temperate, I will admit.
It's also less likely to get eaten by a dinosaur.
Doesn't have cool crabs though.
I personally interpret that as being less likely to be able to fight a dinosaur,
Also true.
which would be
Speaking
a
of
grand
which,
achievement
And there are
and
trees.
Gent starts looking around this little cop of trees
for a dinosaur to fight.
Well, for signs of predators and that sort of shit. But sure, yeah, dinosaurs would fall under that category.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, I'll make that
Okay.
too.
Visual, I assume?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a
Goggles!
bad idia.
Well, my high rolls had to stop.
Is that
What
what you
time of
18.
day is it?
It is evening,
Evening,
like afternoon, like the sun is beginning to set.
beginning to set,
Yeah.
so there's not a lot of direct sunlight.
You're in a copse of trees specifically because there's not a lot of direct sunlight inside it.
Okay, fair.
I assumed
20.
everyone would like to set down in a place where your eyes wouldn't hurt.
I don't know.
If I'm wrong, anyone can feel free to tell me.
Gent has Kalirna by hands on both sides of her head and is just pointing her face directly at the sun. Absolutely.
Listen, Kalina hasn't been in this group that long. She doesn't know what their kinks are.
Yeah, that's true.
So with a 15 and a 20, looking around, this doesn't look like there's a whole lot of you don't see any like particularly active predators. Just sort of taking a glance at the surroundings, you imagine that they are probably too small to see in the plain, either too small to see on the plains or come out at night.
So,
Well, no
But does it
dinosaurs
smell
to
like
fight.
badgers?
Not as far as you are aware.
Okay, good to know.
be about to run into a den of badgers led by a badger druid again.
Who knows? I'm gonna go out hunting.
That was this campaign.
This is a good place to.
No,
Or
no,
was that this campaign or was that last
That was
campaign?
last
that was
campaign.
Rebirth.
last.
That was
Yeah, that
last
was
one.
Rebirth. Okay.
It was
Yeah.
it was near Taram, but it was.
Yeah,
but it
that's
was-
why.
It
That's
ate
why
my
I'm familiar.
tent. Anyway,
yes, they ate your
Right.
tent and also your ally.
I never forget.
We swore a blood feud.
Yes.
Or badgers.
Yeah, yeah. No, this seems like a good place. Are we gonna camp?
We
Or
should,
we
yeah.
go-
Let's
Okay.
try and set up a place that's a little safe if we can.
Yeah.
We don't know
should be-
what's out here. At least I don't.
Trees will keep us undercover somewhat.
I don't doubt it won't be quite as dangerous as a fucking dinosaur, but
No.
it might be dangerous still.
I
Don't
might go
get
out
my
hunting
hopes
so we
up.
don't have to use up your little beads. Because
Sure.
we need those when we go across the ice.
Yes, we'll need
Gen-
those in Ysveld.
Gent draws his gun and goes around and touches all of the trees once, looking for mimics.
Wow.
Roll a d100.
If you roll a
Please
100,
tell
you
me
find a tree mimic.
I swear, if one of these trees yells Sudowoodo,
17.
Okay.
You know, maybe it's a 1 in 5 chance.
You walk around.
Okay.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
17.
So you don't find a mimic tree. You do find a rope snare that catches around your ankle and yanks you upside down.
Whee!
As you all sort of watch Gent suddenly go from standing to upside down. Make a strength check to hold on to your
Yeah,
gun.
no, we're predators
Valdeth
here.
looks up.
Classic Bugs Bunny rope trap. Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem to have
Yeah.
run afoul of some hunter's snare. I don't think you're the coney they're looking for.
Make a strength check to see if you hold on to your gun.
Strength check. You
Saving
said?
throw, yeah.
Okay. Well, 13. It's the same either way.
You managed to hold on to your gun.
Okay.
With a 10.
Yeah. Well, that's inconvenient.
Hang
So-
on. Let me
No,
see
no,
if
I'm fine. I'm fine. Here, hold this, and he throws Valdeth a bullet,
I catch it.
and then he reloads the gun and teleports.
Unfortunately, you teleport upside down, and
That's fine. I'm out of the rope. That's what matters. Yeah, no, it didn't say anything about changing your orientation. Did it?
no, it doesn't. You just boom, boom.
Yep.
But otherwise, it wouldn't work to teleport on ceilings from Spiderwalk.
Modern problems require modern solutions, he says, and goes and gets his bullet back from Valdeth.
I'm not much of a hunter, but isn't the point of those traps to dangle something upside down? You need a significant amount of counterweight to hold a creature of whatever you're hunting.
Well, it
And
depends on if it's a tension trigger or a counterweight trigger, but yes.
but say if it was to snag a rabbit, that would have just flung it, I would assume, into the side of the tree, killing it. Whereas
Well,
it just
do it.
lifted you.
Well, there's such a thing as over-engineering, you know.
Make an Arcana check, Ithram.
Oh yeah. 16.
This is an enchanted rope.
I'm gonna start looking around. Because I had it prepared, still prepared from the other day. Detect magic.
You cast Detect Magic, or you ritual cast it?
Just cast it.
Okay, so the rope is magic. You can also
Anything else?
Yes, actually, there is a bit of illusion magic off to one side of this copse of trees.
So Jack, if a spell slinger wanted to cast detect magic, would they have to shoot themselves?
Yes.
That's why Detect Magic isn't on their list.
Exactly.
So he just focuses in on one bush. Not since I know that it's an illusion, can I see past it?
Make an intelligence saving throw to see past it.
All right.
Roll to disbelieve.
Roll to disbelieve.
28.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you sort of look and focus, and inside you see a halfling with a bow and arrow just sort of staring at the group of you, and is definitely locked eyes with you and is trying to see if you can tell he's there.
I slowly raise a hand and I say, "Good evening."
There's a rustling bush, and the halfling ducks behind a tree.
We mean you no harm.
I've turned into a
Yes.
bear by this point. Just FYI.
There's a bear behind
In the
you. We
background.
mean you no harm. Look, the rest of you now see this sort of about 3 feet tall halfling, curly red hair, pale skin, green eyes, leans around the corner of a tree. So, you lot are travelers?
That would be correct. Just looking for a place to rest for the night.
Is this your camp?
Well, no, it's a blind, yeah. you're all you were clouds, and then you weren't, and she's a bear now.
She's a druid. It's all druid magic.
Oh, fucking
Yes.
druids.
Sniffing around, looking for food.
You find some berries.
Ooh.
They're poisonous.
It's a bear.
Bears aren't immune to poison.
I mean,
But they
no,
are more
but
resistant
like in
than
terms of like body mass, they can probably take a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
more of it.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder for a bear to get diarrhea from eating bad berries than it is for a human.
It's fair. It's fair. Oh, what's your name there? As Gent adopts the accent for no goddamn reason.
My name's Lou.
Pleasure to meet you. We're from
Pleasure.
Terra.
Pleasure. Where's that?
Our
South.
south, across the channel from Desolation.
You're a lot far away from home, then.
Heading even further north.
Oh, well, do you mind if I reset my trap?
Yeah, go for it. Sorry, didn't mean to step in it.
Oh, it happens, I guess. If you're looking for a place to stay, would you rather stay in a house rather than a bunch of trees?
Is there a place that's offering
Roar's in
room?
agreement.
I don't know what
mind
that
her,
said.
Don't mind her, she's friendly. Is there a place offering
Word
room?
for it. But there's an inn not too far away, over at the Hill Downs.
Which direction?
He points in what seems to be nothing. Oh, right. I'll show you in a minute. Let me just and he walks over and he pulls he reaches out, grabs the rope, pulls it down, mutters a word, and the rope goes back down to the ground and then blends in with the tree.
Very nice.
Oh no, that's quite clever.
Well, we make these over at Hill Downs. Well, follow me, I guess. You weird people. And he starts walking off towards to the west.
Valdeth will follow.
The worst I've ever been called.
Gent will climb on Titania's back.
Yep.
So you walk about a few hundred feet as the sun is beginning to dip low in the horizon, and he sort of walks this little halfling leads you up a hill and stops. And as you get up to the hill, you realize why you couldn't see this town. You look down, and the hill just ends. As you see a sort of a small hamlet that is built into the sides of this sort of hilly area, where they sort of it looks like they went up to the top of a hill, dug down, and then out. And to open it up into this sort of pit-like area with a couple of different, dirt paths leading out of it. But if you're looking at it from the outside, you can't tell that there's a town here. Not until you're basically on top of it can you actually see any of the infrastructure.
Mhm.
Right. Well, welcome to Hill Downs. There's an inn for big folk down at the bottom of the pit. And he sort of points down, and you see that there's a little, it's got like a it's a weird, it's a sign that's sort of hanging loose, and it's sort of vague. It's like sort of slightly wobbling back and forth, and it's got like a staircase etched into it, and underneath it is the name, The Wandering Stair.
Is this like small village, like just surrounded by forest on all sides?
Bits of forest, not like a full coherent forest. There's like bits of trees here and there scattered about on a fairly hilly plain.
Mhm.
There's some more.
And
dense...
you said we're basically standing at the top of an escarpment, pretty much at this point.
Yeah, like it would be the top of a hill,
Right,
but
but they cut it away.
They cut it away. They cut down into it. Yeah.
It's a small village hidden in the leaves. Huh.
It's really more grass than anything else, but
Grasses leaves.
This is Hill Downs. Welcome. Yeah, if you want to stay, the Wandering Stair down there. Is a good place as any.
Excellent.
Thanks.
That's weird.
You're weird.
No, I'm not the one turning into bears. And also into
Perfect.
clouds.
Yeah. I'm a very powerful druid.
I believe you. We don't have
Thanks
any
for
druids
showing it.
here.
Oh, okay. Do you have any gardens? Anything?
Well, we have a fair few gardens, yeah.
Okay. I can make do with this. Thank you.
You're welcome. And he's sort of like keeping an eye on you, just sort of wanders
Yeah.
off into a different direction.
Fair.
All right, let's make our way down.
It's very easy descent. You just basically go down the hill and then around and into the open
I
path.
didn't realize druids were this uncommon everywhere else.
And yeah, you find yourselves in Hill Downs, which is this it looks like it's a community of gnomes and halflings, as far as you can tell. There's not very many people taller. Valdeth, everyone's shorter than you.
It's strange.
They are not so much regionally uncommon as you don't find most people knowing.
Yes, I believe
A druid.
druids are a bit more secretive than wizards, at least in the wider world.
And most people probably do not know wizards, a wizard either,
That is true.
or a sorcerer, or
That's
a
fair.
cleric with actual who has
Wait, you
divine
know a
magic
cleric?
and stuff. Ignore what I just said because I forgot about that momentarily. You know what? Insert other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know a cleric?
Very useful. That's
All right,
fair.
well, let's see what this tavern's like, shall we?
Hey, let's see what they got.
No, you go into the Wandering Stair. It's fairly roomy. Like I said, it does seem like of all the buildings, this is the one with a properly sized door, proper to your perspectives at least. And inside there's a large number of halflings and gnomes just sort of having a chat, sitting around. It seems like it's also the general pub. There are tables sized for small individuals and a smaller number of tables sized for larger individuals. And at the far end of the room, standing behind the bar, is the only person that you have seen so far that is larger than the gnomes and halflings. There is a furbolg, sitting at the far end, sitting behind the bar on a stool with a long pipe, smoking. This furbolg has green fur with sort of purple tufts on the ears and sort of a shaggy mullet.
Again, we'll just wave.
Looks up at you, waves the pipe. Welcome to the Wandering Stair. Are you looking for rooms?
Aye, we could use some rooms for the night, aye?
How many are you looking for?
3?
3 rooms. Well, that'll be 5 silver apiece.
Aldith will pull out a golden 5 silver.
Reaches over with his massive hands, grabs it, slides it off the table. Well, you travelers, then. He reaches under the counter and starts fiddling with something.
Yep.
Aye, heading further north.
Where are you coming from?
Terra.
Oh, that's a bit of a ways away, isn't it?
Aye, and we're heading into Ysveld.
That's also a bit of a ways away. That's a few days travel north of here. What you going to Ysveld for? And he reaches down and he picks up this, he pulls out these, what look like sort of knotted wooden coins, and sort of places 3 of them on the table.
I mean, might be able to find more information here. It's good, it's closer. Have you heard of an ancient wizard's tower hidden in the ice?
Not particularly, but we don't get very many folk coming back from Ysveld, so
Maybe some of the folk that are native there will know more what we're looking for.
Maybe. They're typically the reason folks don't come back. He puts the pipe back in his mouth.
Has anybody gone to Ysveld recently?
Not to my recollection, but it's been a while.
Have any
Do
come
you know-
back from Ysveld?
Do you know how many more towns might be between here and Ysveld?
Oh, well,
That
you
might
got,
have more recent knowledge.
Well, once you head north of here, you enter into there's 2 or 3 different baronies vying for territory north of here. And so there's plenty of towns between here and there. As I bring up a kingdom name generator. Yeah, no, there's Zika, Harrell, and Boya are the 3 baronies between here and there.
And how well do they get along?
Not very well, considering they've been fighting over the territory for the past 100-some-odd years.
Ooh.
Sounds about right.
But there's any number of towns between here and there if you can get them when they're not fighting.
So just be on the lookout for villages that aren't in the middle of a skirmish then.
Yeah, that's pretty much the thing you're looking for. Their colors are very easy. They don't like each other, so you've got sort of a light blue, a yellow, and a red. Just keep an eye out for those banners.
Right. Just make sure they're not coming at each other then.
Yeah.
Fair
Well,
enough.
if we see
Thank you.
anything like that, we'll just keep on flying.
Oh, you fly here.
Aye.
Indeed.
You got one of those.
Our party druid manages to get us moving places very quickly.
Oh, you've got a druid then.
Yep.
I was thinking you
Hi.
have one of those fancy flying balloon things.
Oh, no. Wait, what? Balloons?
Flying balloons, yeah. Don't you folk down south have all manner of weird things? You slap a boat, you slap together a boat, send it up into the sky.
Oh, yeah. Those are more complicated. This is pretty easy. You just turn into mist.
Well, seems pretty handy.
Yep.
Put Spike back in. You get the feeling that he will continue talking as long as you stand there.
One
That's
day
fair.
we'll get our hands on an airship, she says, looking at Ghent.
Right?
And we'll outfit it with plenty of guns.
Exactly.
But you can eventually break away from the talkative Furbolg if you so desire, and find your way over to where the rooms are. These rooms don't have keyholes. They have sort of like a small circular indentation in the middle of the door, and when you push that little coin into it, the door cracks and slides open.
Neat. Gent will stick his head in and see how it's furnished.
It's fairly, it's very cozy. Like these are small, compact rooms that remind you sort of like a rural cottage more than anything else. With a single, like sort of a crystal light hanging from the ceiling and no windows. Furnished with, bed, dresser, chair, table.
This is cute.
It's comfortable for one person. A little tight for more than one, but
Well, there are 3 of us.
says Anthem and Klerna get their own rooms. Click, click.
Yup.
Have fun figuring out the spacing on that one, guys.
Klerna very comfortable in here. The light is dim enough that it doesn't hurt. It's very nice.
I think we're all gonna fit in it though. Like,
Oh, we'll manage to fit in it. It'll just be.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm assuming the room's like an 8x8, probably.
Yeah, roughly that. You have to get real close.
I mean, it's the size of my old room.
Yeah.
Which, if you recall, the 3 of us shared at one point.
No, 2
Or
of us.
at least
did.
2 of us. There was a bunk bed
2 of
there.
us did. 2 of us did.
Yeah.
No, 3 of us were never in the same room. Those rooms were not big enough for 3 of us.
Well, I guess I'll take the floor.
We can make this place comfortable if you want.
No, that's what I was talking about. And then whips out some of his supplies. I'm making a blanket fort.
Ah, good idea.
I'll join you on that.
So, a lot of you get a long rest in the comfort of an inn.
Ooh.
Anything happen?
What sort of alcohol does this inn sell?
Good
Moonshine.
question. Oh, sorry.
So
There's a
2
bug.
bottles of that end up in the 3-person room.
Okay.
Yep, you get a couple bottles of moonshine. It's the kind that after you drink it, you have to make a very specific face. Like your eyes squint up, and your mouth gets stuck and grin. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. After 2 shots of that, Gent will also go downstairs and see if they have any fruit juice.
There's no downstairs. You're all on a single floor.
Oh, okay. Well, wherever. Back to the bar /
Yes,
common
you
room
can
/
get.
whatever.
Yeah, they have apple juice.
Okay, we'll do a mixer on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've also still got some of the fancy alcohol from Terra.
Ooh. Okay. It's also going to ask, at some point, chatting to the Fearbog, ask what he's smoking. Please.
Just a bit of tobacco in the pipe. Would you like some?
Sure.
And he reaches down, grabs a second pipe identical to the first. It's this long, think Gandalf
feel
from Lord of the Rings
distinguished.
kind of pipe.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. Long stem, small balls.
Pulls up into pulls up a small pouch, dumps it out, presses it down, hands it over. There you go. Just light it up and puff.
Okay, I will do so.
It's a fairly fragrant tobacco. I had tested. Tanya ever smoked tobacco before?
Yes, probably.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
smoked many things.
Yeah, so it's a fairly fragrant tobacco. It smells. It has sort of like an autumny texture and smell to it.
It's not long bottom leaf, which from all the context we have in Lord of the Rings was basically weed.
Yeah,
No, it's not long
yeah.
bottom leaf. It provides a pleasant calm.
This is nice.
I think so. Would any of your other friends like some? I've got plenty. I grow it myself.
I don't know. I'll have to. Well, one of them doesn't smoke. He does gunpowder, and that's a bad combination. But
Fair enough.
we'll see.
You see him pick up a piece of wood and start whittling.
What you making?
Another pipe.
There you go. Good idea. This is a weird question. But were you born here? Did you end up here? No.
No, I'm from further out west.
Okay. And then you wandered this way?
Yep. Settled down here. Some 30 years ago.
How do you know where you wanted to settle down?
Just felt right. Nice, quiet, peaceful. No one bothers you too much.
That's
Plenty of room
true.
to grow gardens.
I have a mushroom garden.
That seems nice.
It is. It's got a very nice new house and everything.
Well, I hope it brings you lots of joy.
Thanks.
He just grins.
Titania's gonna wander out
Okay. So,
and not come back to the room for a bit.
Kalerna or Ithram, anything you two are doing?
Yeah, at some point he will use the Crystalline Chronicle to swap out a spell so that he can cast Mordenkainen's Private Sanctum, not on the entire inn, but just on our 3 rooms, and kind of like a connecting square.
Okay.
So to everybody else, when they open the door, it'll just be foggy. When the door opens, it'll look like a Dark Souls boss room.
I found the fog gate.
So,
Some random knight just busts into Ithram's room with a sword and shield drawn. I'm ready for you. Shit.
Other than that, he is actually going to take out the great axe that he got from the camp and start just etching where the runes are going to go for enchanting this eventually.
Okay.
Just plotting that out.
Yeah, you don't have to make a roll for it. You're just decorating. Clarna?
Probably feeling fairly. She's not going to really do anything. She's just pretty much going to stay in her room, feeling a little uncomfortable being in a room this night. She's not used to that.
You can tell that somebody like they don't have like a service. That Furbolg probably does the turn down service himself.
Right.
So it's like this very homey feeling. Valdeth and Ghent. Titania wandered off.
Yeah. I think we're still building a blanket fort.
Building a blanket fort and having drinks.
Building a blanket fort. Yeah. Drunk fort building.
Drunk,
it happened.
Drunk build forting. Got it.
Yes.
It's a
drunk fortnighting.
Yeah, you might call it a fortnight. Yeah. Titania, where are you going?
Out, away. Yeah, she's kind of just wandering around. This is the settlement is pretty much just this kind of divot area, right?
Yeah, you estimate there's probably not more than a couple hundred people in this town.
Okay. She's probably going to end up wandering back out to where we condensed in. Knock on a tree near the blind, basically.
Okay.
I have a question.
There is no answer.
Sorry. Hello? You still there? Lou? It's a weird druid.
You look around and you realize he's probably gone home for the evening.
Oh. That's fair.
Yeah, no, you definitely saw him go into town, not away from town.
Okay. She is then going to turn into an eagle and fly around a whole bunch.
Okay.
And then just is staying out until she gets real tired and then is going back.
All right. So eventually, you all get a long rest.
Yep.
And wake up again to decide what to do for the next leg of your journey.
This is a very nice blanket fort. It's good. Pillow. Also, it blocks out the sun.
There's no windows in your room.
Oh. Well, I appreciate it nonetheless in my hungover state. We're going north? Should figure out where we're going?
Yes.
Meeting?
I think would be wise.
So you reconvene.
Yep.
The proprietor.
Tanya's gone spring again, by the way.
The proprietor lays down a stack of wheat pancakes, some syrup, some eggs and bacon. You get a home style continental breakfast.
Excellent. It's the only
Delicious.
reason I ever stop at a tavern. Let's be honest.
Big loaf of like buttered garlic bread in the middle.
Garlic. I'm gonna eat that.
Mm.
So, continue heading north. that we can find, avoid warring villages?
Yep. Seems like a plan.
Okay.
We'll probably make it near the border of Ysveld in the next day, so
Do you want me to see if I can scry this morning? We can get
if you can, I don't know if
can
that's
see?
I don't know if you'll have enough information to try and scry on it, but if you can,
Can see.
definitely try out. Definitely can find out, yeah.
Speaking of which, he just waves his hand, and there's a slight ripple around Ghent as Nistel's magic aura is re-upped for the next 24 hours.
All right.
I'm still a plant.
Yep.
Okay.
You're still a plant named Aurelon, so far as any scrying magic is determined or is concerned.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Around.
Wonderful. All right.
That only has to keep being re-upped for what, a month before it becomes until dispelled?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you can make
30
this
more?
fucking permanent.
Yeah.
30 more days.
And
28 more
I am
days.
going to prepare scrying wherever that one ended up.
Say, I wonder how many wizards have trolled party members by just doing this right before
Secretly,
bed. Like, they're already asleep. Quick cast Nistles. All right. Just got to do this for a month.
They go through fucking magical customs, and they're like, all right, declare yourself, subject yourself to a scrying. Sir, why are you a cow?
Our magic reads you as bovine.
At which
I'm
point you
gonna pull
turn
out
to
that
the
crystal
GM and say,
ball
I just got turned
and-
into a cow. Can I go home?
Is this why you've been saying I'm full of shit for the last month and a half? Or bullshit every time I say something?
So you have not seen the location before.
Yep. Well,
Would
the
you like
question
to
is,
scry
should I
on-
try and do it on Galadir or well, I can't do it on location because we haven't seen it before.
Yeah, you can try on Galadir.
Yeah, I'll try on Galadir. He gets a +5 because
He doesn't have to make a roll because he's shielded from scrying.
shoot.
So-
Okay,
And you can tell that. You
Well, now we know that.
you tip to scry and nothing happens.
that's
Boing.
fair.
What
Oh.
exactly?
You bounce off an arcane windshield.
Whoa.
What exactly do we know about the Skeletal person?
He looks a lot like my uncle. We know that much.
He's also been alive for the past 10,000 years.
Give or take.
And is an
Yes.
expert in ancient forms of magic, including blood magic.
Do we have any reason to potentially think there is hostility or a reason to be concerned?
Not at the
I
moment, unless he's.
I assume a 10,000-year-old wizard decides to be hostile to whomever he wants to. So possibly.
Yeah,
Fair.
there's that.
Do you
Do
think
we
he has
have?
a? Sorry. Do you think he has an earring? We could try that.
I was.
Has to be in the same network as ours.
Yeah.
No,
does
the advanced
no,
ones can
for
send
the-
to any
for the
earring.
For the sending ones, yeah.
Why don't we just try that just in case?
I was
it's
going
a
to
long
say-
shot, but-
I was going to say yes if we know anybody who can do sending or find somebody who can.
I can.
There we go.
Wait, you can do sending. now?
Excellent. We'll cold call
Yes.
the man.
Let's cold call the 10,000-year-old wizard.
Yeah.
Blood mage wizard.
Just gonna get
How
get
can
back.
this
How the
go
fuck did you
wrong?
get this number?
number.
We
Gonna go
know your
great.
name. We have your number.
You're going to wish you didn't. Ithram just turns inside out.
He does not like telemarketers. We've determined this much.
All right.
So are you
I
trying
have
with
to
an
be-
earring or are you trying to do sending first?
Let's do it with the earring first, I
I
guess.
was gonna
Okay.
say, Gent will
I'll
try
try.
with the earring. Oh, okay. If Titania wants
yeah,
to.
I'll try. Hello, this is Princess Titania Valkorian of the Empire of Taram. If
Beep, beep,
Gallagher?
beep, 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 beep.
Busy signals.
No, he's not there.
Is it busy signal or just there's no line?
There's no line.
No line.
The individual you were attempting to contact.
They're not that advanced, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
you get a beeping sound.
So, because of the bounds of the spell, what exactly do we want to ask him if I'm able to make contact?
Hi, we're coming north. We're hoping to see you because
Sending is evocation, not divination. So
someone is using your body to impersonate you, something like that. I don't know.
And
We
we
would
would
like-
so many more than 25 words.
Hey,
Yes.
let me.
So many.
I'm getting the general sense of the message we want to send.
We should probably be very upfront and simple. This is a wizard. He's probably going to deal with very cold facts kind of things.
Indeed.
So the Steelhearts are looking to meet with you. Someone has been using your likeness to cause mayhem, and we think you might be able to help us with problems.
Well, when I cast the spell, the legend spell for this Galadir individual, he's been for the last, I don't know exactly, the person don't remember how long he's been holding.
He's been in the tower. He's been in the tower for however long.
No, he's been dealing with holding an extraplanar entity at his tower for, that's why nobody's seen him. That, and he probably doesn't want people to see him, but there's a reason he isn't out dealing with Gen's uncle. And it's because he's already preoccupied.
So maybe we can offer to help him with that in exchange for.
At the very least, we'd like to talk to him and see what knowledge he has.
There is I might suggest something.
Yes.
It may be a good idea before we do the sending and cast the spell to get away from the city a little bit, because we are talking about a 10,000-year-old wizard, and there's no guarantee that if we intrigue him, he won't just teleport where we are and cause chaos, or alternately, I don't know, meteor storm the area and we should limit casualties.
That's a very fair point.
Eccentric.
We are poking a very.
We need to find one of these feudal battlefields that's happening between. Land in the middle of it and quick cast sending. So that when he decides we're annoying and tries to murder us, we get to take a whole bunch of other people with us.
The problem there is if he's intrigued and he teleports to us and then he's in the middle of the battle and something lands on his robe and stains it and then he blames us, what was going to be a beneficial conversation. Hostile.
Yeah.
I'd settle for I'd settle for let's find a place outside of town.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, I am very much aware of the fact that we are poking a very possibly ferocious bear, and I'm the one holding the stick. But I agree with the sentiment that we should not involve this settlement at all.
So
let's be fair. Hilldowns didn't really do anything to us.
You exit the city or exit the town.
Mm-hmm.
City's generous town, hamlet,
village,
quaint. You exit the village, finding a nice flat area. Ithram, cast your spell.
I'm writing my message real quick, so if you guys want to talk about anything possible, yeah.
Ithram's
other things
Ithram's
that we
sitting
may
down
want
with a
to
scroll.
ask.
Ithram's sitting down with a scroll and an inkwell, and just How do I word this?
Mhm.
Or in the letter.
How do I not piss off? How do I blunt the end of this sharp stick of annoyance?
So when we get there, what are we going to ask him? I mean, yes, it's perfectly fine that we bring up the whole Alfenbar of the entire thing, but remember, we first heard his name when Relnor was trying to give us some leads on this whole
Blood magic,
why we
right?
keep losing time thing.
Yeah.
And he said I should check with him regarding the whole
So,
issue with the divine ether problem.
so I thought that was sort of solved as my stuff. Though it could be maybe multiple if you get it. I mean, you're getting in contact with by someone
mean,
else too. So
There's any number of problems that a 10,000-year-old wizard might be able to elucidate a bit for us. For instance, what the fuck to do about the problem in the Shadowfell?
oh yeah, we need to get back there.
You mean Shadowfront?
Shadowfront.
You know what
Well,
to do
we need
about
to
that.
get
I do not know,
we need,
but I
we need to
know
get the
I'm
right soul
just
stone for that
supposed to
first.
help
But
with
yes,
that.
We need to get our soul stone first before we do that.
We got the soul gem.
We don't have the soul though. We need to have a soul in the soul gem that can entice the fragment of Eidos.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry, what?
It's very. Oh,
Yeah,
Do
we've
we
got to
not
eliminate
explain
a frag. We've got to eliminate the. So at the core of the Shadowfront, which is the massive ether consumption that is bearing down on the kingdom of Taram, is a fragment of the
Yes.
god Eidos,
Right.
and we need to get that fragment out of the Shadowfront so the Shadowfront stops spreading.
shadow fronting.
Shadow fronting. Yes, exactly.
It will only. It's likely that we can draw it into a soul stone, but to do that would require something in the soul stone that would attract it, which is to say, another fragment of Eidos.
Basically, we can't just use an empty soul stone.
What
we
you're
need a soul
saying
stone
is-
with bait.
What you're saying is, to make money, we need money.
We have to spend money to make money. Yes.
You need to have money to make money.
No, not even spend money to make money. You have to have money to make money.
That's what Wall Street tells me. While actively not doing that.
But so so specifically we need another piece of Eidos' soul, not just any soul.
No, it needs to be very specifically a kind of soul that will attract a fragment of Eidos, which is to say
Okay.
another fragment of Eidos.
Okay, that is much better than the way it was initially framed, which made me just wonder if we needed to kill someone and
We were
put their
going
soul
to.
in it, and I was going to start yelling. No offense.
If it was that simple, we wouldn't be going on a quest this long.
And it would be morally wrong.
that too.
There's an amount of world ending to put into perspective there.
Yes, but I think what Kalirn is saying is if you're going to kill a person, it shouldn't be because they're convenient. It should be for a reason for something they have done.
I mean, yes.
Indeed.
You know.
Or, willing, like,
Willing
somebody
sacrifice,
say,
yes,
yes.
that sort of thing. I'll throw myself on the point of this sword to protect the world.
convenience is not necessarily the problem there.
I mean, if it was any soul, I would have offered myself up a long time ago.
Yes, but we wouldn't have let you, so you know.
We're not really any closer to finding that, though. I mean, we haven't really been doing that. We've been.
There's been a few other things that have distracted us. Yes, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. No,
But I mean, one of those things that has distracted us is the fact that Rhyhor, the lich that we have been pursuing, may have that soul.
Oh, okay. I forgot that bit. There's been a lot.
There has been.
All right.
Rhyhor might have one. Kalargol might have one.
Oh yeah. Well,
You keep saying things, Valdeth, that make me flip-flop back and forth over this Aurelon line.
He did. Calagal did indicate that his had been stolen by Rhyhor.
That was the situation. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, between the two, the multiple thousand-year-old maybe demon and the Lich, I think the Lich is perhaps the better option.
Yeah, your choices are a powerful lich at the head of a cult of necromancy, or maybe a demon that's been around for 10,000 years.
At least one of these is morally questionable. I don't think there's moral question about the Archlich, correct?
No, there's not really any moral questions about the Archlich.
There we go. We have our solution.
And, he maybe stole Ariel's body, so.
Yes.
That as well. I look around, make sure we're sufficiently isolated.
As isolated as you possibly can be.
Yep. All right. And I cast Sending to Galadir. Greetings. I'm Ithram of the Steel Hearts. Per Raelnor, we believe there has been an individual using your likeness that may have ties to the Hells. That's 25 words.
You hear back. Et vocavi te in nomine
Do I know what
tuo
he's
Ithram.
saying?
Do you speak Draconic?
No.
You have no idea what he's saying, but the rest of you see a golden tear open
I'm
up
very glad.
in the middle of space, and Ithram gets sucked through.
I cast a gate spell and pulled you through.
This golden tear is still there for the next 6 seconds.
We're going through.
Dive in.
Just watching abject horror is, well, I guess we don't have a wizard anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, Ithram full on gets horror movied. You know how like in horror movies where you always get pulled by the waist into the darkness.
Right. Yeah.
That, but into this portal.
See, the better ones are like when just something reaches out, grabs my head, and then pulls it.
Well,
Like
I just
just
wanted
full face palms and just
Right.
yoink.
I just wanted to know if I recognized if he was casting a spell or not. Not whether I understood what spell he was casting, but if I like.
It definitely
the
sounded like he
cadence
was casting a spell. Yes.
Yeah, so you guys see a brief hint of, oh fuck, right before the tear happens.
He didn't even bother responding to the sending. His response was starting to cast a spell.
Yep.
Galadir's a very pragmatic man.
You all dive through this gate. Well, most of you dive through this gate. Ithram gets pulled. And tumble into darkness. Most of you can see, so that's fine. You find yourselves in what appears to be a long hallway with many shattered capsules lining the walls. They look maybe like they might have been coffins or something at one point, but of a strange design, all of which have been destroyed. At the far end of this hallway, you see, sitting atop a throne made of broken and spare parts, Gent, what your uncle would look like if he was 10,000 years old. This ancient, wrinkled, hunched over, hair missing, pale skin, red-eyed elf, leaning heavily on the side of this throne with a staff in one hand, slightly tattered robes around him, with 6 or 7 pipes, some sort of tubing, stuck into his back and retreating into the ceiling beyond where you can see.
Hello, Dr. Edwin House.
There's a body there. There's a full body. So, you are the ones who dare to contact Galadir Alunai. And Titania, Gent, and Ithram.
Yep.
The hair on your body stands on end in the presence of this individual. You feel cold and clammy and uncomfortable. In much the same way that Raelnor makes you feel weirdly at ease, even though you are aware of how powerful he is,
Uh-huh.
This individual's presence makes you fully aware of exactly how fucked you are, or could potentially be. Where Raelnor, by his nature, is semi-godlike, this is an individual who achieved semi-godhood through his actions and through his effort. And that is terrifying. Innately terrifying. And that's where we're going to take a break. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our breaks, you take your breaks. So stand up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, grab food, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. So, the group of you are standing in this dark hallway surrounded by broken machinery, at the end of which is a decrepit old elf who radiates an unsettling power. You hear the sound of chains clinking as he raises one hand, and you realize that his hands and feet are bound by shackles that seem to connect back to the chair that he's sitting in. And with his hand that's not holding the staff, he reaches out and just beckons you towards him.
Gent will start
Step
walking
forward
forward,
and go, yeah.
and Gent's trying to get an eyeball on this chair and see if he can suss out how its mechanisms work.
Look, I'm not saying that Califragus is out, but I'm not saying it's not either.
She's kind of like half
As I'm-
half drawn.
No, it's out. I just wasn't gonna say it.
Yeah, for you it's just weird. You're not feeling the oppressive power that the other three are.
We're not magic users. Well, not spellcasters, I should say.
Right. But it's still clearly
Oh
he
yeah.
ain't good.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah,
Sword
but
out.
is walking forward, making sure to at least be on pace with whoever's in the lead, if not just a little bit in front, bodyguardish.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ithram is the
Gent will-
last to start moving.
Yeah, Gent will be leading the pack, initially starting to look at the chair, but as he gets closer, zeroing in on Galadier and just searching that face and those eyes to see.
Oh yeah, you can tell. Like the eyes are the wrong color, and again, he's 10,000 years old. But
Right.
this is definitely what your uncle would look like if he was aged up.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya, are you moving forward too?
Yeah, just very slowly. I'm looking around, like, I'm just looking around to see what else is here. Like, are there this is one big long hallway? Is there any passageways going off?
There seem to be no.
Tanya's
There seem.
slightly thinking,
Yeah.
because we know that, and I, as a player, know it's probably not the case, but, I think she'd be thinking it, this guy, Galadier, is supposed to be guarding some great evil. She's not entirely sure that this is not the great evil that is being guarded.
Right?
There.
So, she's
Yeah.
rather hesitant about going forward,
Valdeth?
looking around.
And Valdeth is going forward. I think Valdeth is one of the first people to go forward because she's
So,
on a mission right now.
So get Kalerna sort of neck and like step and step, and then Valdeth right behind, and then Titania and Ithram.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Ithram is looking. I'm just looking through the containers that are busted open.
Some of them have skeletons in them.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's looking through those. He's pretty sure how he stayed alive for 10,000 years, and just wondering if these are the containers that he would use for that.
Make an Arcana check.
Are there skeletons? Is it human skeletons?
23.
Elven skeletons.
Okay.
Are these clone?
These look
containers?
like a very particular style of clone vats. Yes.
Okay,
And
and they're all destroyed.
they've all been destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gent, make a perception check.
Okay. Visual?
Yeah,
Or no?
visual.
Okay. Christ. I'm using an inspiration. I don't care.
Go ahead.
There we go.
There.
With a
Better.
20. So yeah, as you approach, you can start to see he is bound. It looks like he's bound to this throne
Mm-hmm.
by these manacles. And the sort of the tubing that comes out of his back seems to be like there seems to be 5 pipes or 5 tubes in particular across the back of his shoulders and like one on it, like 2 on either side of his spine and 1 on his spine.
Mm-hmm.
All of which feed up into darkness. You can tell that there's a staircase behind him. And Titania, you can also tell that there's a staircase behind him. But other than that,
Okay.
there's no there's the way you came and the way ahead of you, and no other directions to go in.
Okay.
So Gen's going to go for verbal confirmation first. You are the wizard, Galadier Alanai, then.
He sort of looks at you, looks you up and down. You're a Menard, aren't you?
Indeed, I am.
Yes, I can see the vagaries of my age-long dead pupil amongst your features.
Well, that's some family history I wasn't aware of.
Very little family history survives as long as I have. And yes, to answer your question, I am Galadir Alunai.
How's your mind reading, Master Alanai? It might be faster.
You hear a voice in your head, already done.
Then you probably know why I'm here.
It seems that you are all connected to a problem I have, and could be useful in solving it.
Splendid.
What's the problem, and how can we solve it if you can't?
Well,
Hmm.
that requires a bit of storytelling. He raises a hand, and there are chairs behind each of you.
I'll sit down.
I'm not tired, thank you.
Yeah,
Ken
Killarney
takes
is
a
very
seat.
much not sitting down.
So Gent sits, Valdeth sits, Ithram.
Yeah, why not?
3 sits, 2 don't. Got it. Millennia ago, I was not the only Galadir Alunai. At some point, your magics, he says, indicating towards Ithram, and he says magics in the same way you would say magics to, like, a bard, you know? Your magics will be able to produce duplicates of yourself at a certain power. Simulacrum. Well, I figured out how to make multiple. A simulacrum of a simulacrum of a simulacrum. The difficulty was, the further away from me they got, the more willful they became. The Alfinbar that you seek is the last remaining of my simulacrum, who broke free of my control thousands of years ago via a pact. A pact that prevents me from accessing him. He is hidden from my sight and my abilities, which is why I cannot snuff him out, as it were. You
want us to.
You see the results of his betrayal, he says, indicating to the broken devices all around you.
Take it you wouldn't be in quite this haggard state if he hadn't interfered.
Precisely. I house within this tower a potent evil that must be contained, which I am containing. And I have lost the means to rejuvenate that containment vessel because of this errant son of mine.
Would killing him return that means?
No, but it would make an old man happy.
Is there any way to get you the means to rejuvenate yourself? I'd rather not eventually have to deal with whatever evil you're containing.
A fair point. Part of my magics are sealed by the pact that this simulacrum created. Kill the pack master, and I'll be able to rejuvenate myself.
So killing Alfenbar will just be a vendetta. Killing the man who made the deal with him.
That would be a boon. And one for which I am willing to repay in kind.
So who's the man who
That
made the deal?
was-
Do you happen to know?
Yes, I do. And his eyes sort of like lock onto Titania. And Titania, you feel the full brunt of his gaze on your being.
There's
The firstborn of the God Emperor of Terra is ever so naughty a child. Ternalian Valkorian.
Is the
He
first
holds the leash.
is the firstborn of Taram a known problem child? Like, does everyone know that he's a pain in the ass?
Nope.
nope.
No one really knows his name. That's the first time you've heard his name, Titania.
Yep.
Does anyone in Taram even know them?
Sorry. What? This. No. I don't think that's gonna be something we can do. Thank you very much for bringing here and us here and explaining that. Though, we'll just be going now. Sorry to bother you. She's backing up.
Yes, I imagine such a family feud might be one you would wish to avoid, Titania Valkorian.
I'd be remiss if I didn't ask. Is this one misdeed done by an otherwise upstanding man, or is the first apple from the God Emperor the furthest fallen?
Ask yourself, one who holds the leash of an entity as powerful as, well, me, effectively. How good do you think they are?
Potentially
point.
quite good.
Then you are
Yeah, 'cause you see-
naive. Those that hold such power do not do so out of benevolence.
What are you even holding here with this great evil or whatever?
Would you like me to show you?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Valdeth intakes a breath.
There is a quietly murmured oath to like whatever a lady in the lake faith curse word would be.
Yeah.
And I just got to check something really quick.
Make a wisdom saving throw, Titania.
Sure.
With disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because you asked for it.
Can only get 4 of us. I was going to cast.
15.
You all watch Titania faint.
Okay.
Titania, before you faint, you
Yeah.
get a brief flash of an otherworldly ooze
Okay.
that consumes you. And you feel your essence being ripped apart and reconfigured into something alien before you pass out.
Okay.
Did
That
we
shit
ask?
from Zelda Land.
As I say, did we ask him to take care of the Phyrexian oil? I forget.
Yes, you
Yes.
did.
Okay, we did.
100% did. Druid goes down, sword goes up.
Please. She simply couldn't handle the vision.
Well, you are most trustworthy. So,
Your sword couldn't harm me, even if you tried.
Valdeth walks over to Titania,
he's not
sort of
the
puts-
puts a hand. She's
She's-
breathing. She's just collapsed.
The entity that I contain is not of this plane. It consumes everything it touches, corrupts it, reconfigures it, makes it part of itself. It would devour the entire plane if I were to die.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm very concerned and why I don't think you can pass this up.
And you could not have just said that.
I asked if she wanted to see it. She said yes.
Quite frankly,
Yeah.
when you get this old and powerful, you've got no reason to lie.
Oh, that is,
That is
not
absolutely
true.
untrue.
I mean, perhaps, but I don't sense a whiff of the kind of deception that would be useful to someone this old.
Regardless, excuse me for being uncouth, but fuck this dude. Let's go.
You're
The
free to
problem
be-
is-
you're free to be on your way. And you
We're
hear
already dealing with one threat to a plane, and I'd rather not open up another one.
We have the information we need, do we not? Let's get the fuck out of here.
you hear the sound of massive doors opening behind you. And the howl of wind coming in.
That's the other problem.
Getting home is fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna just look to each of you, and we also need to ask about. Well, no, never mind.
At this point, Titania, you wake up. As cold wind begins to blow in from outside. Pleasant dreams.
You mentioned repaying in kind.
Yes.
There's another world-ending threat that we're trying to deal with right now, and there's a particular problem stopping us from dealing with it as one of our primary issues. You know the situation. You've read my fiance's mind.
And
What
I
can you
know-
help us with in this clusterfuck of situations?
I know that you already have a solution. You simply have to go and take it.
We also have to stop being attacked by demons at every turn.
Yes, that is a bother. Let me think. I could give you the true name of the demon that hunts Ghent. Would that be enough for you to deal with your problem?
I don't know how true names are helpful here. Magic users.
It would be very helpful. We could locate the individual on the plane that they live. When we get to the Hells, we would know exactly where they are.
Okay.
And I would be able to learn more about them and their accomplishments and capabilities.
Then yes, that would help. Okay.
Does anybody else want to see?
I do, just to know what we're dealing with.
Gent Kalina.
Sorry, what?
I want to know what the stakes are if we fail in this.
Did you want to see whatever Galadir is holding back?
Well, if I'm descended from one of his former students, I don't see why I shouldn't at least try.
I'm not saying that you won't also pass out, but it looks like we won't be out for long.
Oh, I fully
Well, I
expected
mean-
I will, but I want to know what the stakes are.
I feel like the explanation is enough, and no, I am good.
Okay, then I cast Intellect Fortress at 5th level instead of 3rd, and I, for myself, Gent, and Valdeth,
All right. So what does that do?
and gives us advantage on Wisdom, Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws. I'll throw it in the chat.
All right.
So, and resistance to psychic damage. He was going to cast that when said yes, but it happened a little bit before.
So all three of you make wisdom saving throws with advantage.
God, fuck. I'm going to use an inspiration on that.
Me too.
That's better. It's not great, but it's better.
Nah, actually, I'm not. Never mind.
I'm just going to save face for
18.
Yeah, 18.
The three of you all pass out as you see the
Yeah.
same thing.
Right.
Yeah, wonderful.
Right.
Wonderful.
DC,
Sword goes right back up.
DC 20.
I was so close. Damn it.
Yeah.
See, that's why
See-
we're sitting in chairs, though. We don't fall on the floor.
They'll be
Precious.
fine.
Sure, show us.
I don't like you.
That's fine. I don't care.
Few moments pass.
For one day, there's going to be a character of mine who gets along with Galadir. One day.
No, there won't
Yeah.
be.
It will happen.
I'd be worried if I had a character that got along with Galadir.
Galadir's not a good guy. He never has
No,
been.
he's not, but that's not the point. Think about the number of really not good guys my characters have gotten along
That's fair.
with.
I said this during the break, but he is now Railnor is chaotic good. Galadir is lawful evil.
Yeah.
At least at this point. Eventually, Gent, Valdeth, and Ithram come to.
Not really the lawful evil part that's the problem. It's that
Okay.
awful part that's the problem.
That's not something we can ignore.
No.
Oh, don't worry. I've held it at bay for the past 10,000 years. I'll hold it at bay for another 5 or 6.
Still not something I want any of my descendants to have to deal with.
You inspire confidence.
Also, I noticed the second number was vastly smaller than the first.
Well,
Glad it wasn't just me.
I'm not immortal. I'm only near that. You could fix that. There are many artifacts that you could find for me. I have a
We
bit
will-
of a travel problem. He says as he raises his hand and the chains clink.
Yeah. Well,
Darn.
that problem goes on our list of things that need to be solved then. You wouldn't happen to have a teleportation circle that we could use to get back here if we need to report to you at all?
Do you think it'd be wise for an entity as powerful as what I showed you to have access to a teleportation circle?
Fair point. We'll just have to memorize this location then.
Good luck.
Can
Or perhaps
Ithram grab a fragment of your wreckage here?
Do you mind if I grab an item or a piece of this?
Feel free.
facility.
Or perhaps, next time there is a communication where you're sending, it doesn't just turn into being yoink here, and there is actual communication back and forth, because that is the point of a sending spell.
I like to have long conversations face to face.
Gen's gonna go over to one of the tanks then and grab a fragment.
Yeah.
Preferably a shin bone.
You grab a shin bone.
Excellent.
Just in case, Valdeth will grab some rubble.
Mhm.
Just to be safe.
Make an investigation check, those of you that are grabbing bits of the tower or the
Ooh.
residents within.
I have.
Would stone cunning apply here?
No.
It's not advantage.
10!
19.
That was an 11. I rolled a 2.
Oof.
Gent,
Mhm.
while you're over at one of the previously cloned tubes, you find you find a wooden wand.
He said we could grab shit.
It's sort of like a very tightly gnarled wood that
Mhm.
sort of extends out into a little bit of a more loose thing that has a crystal at the end of it.
Okay. He'll pick it up. Thank you.
Is that all?
I think so. I think we'll be on our way. That's been added to our list of problems to deal with.
Do drop in if you happen to find a chalice of immortality or something.
Keep it in mind. Heaven forbid the realm-devouring ooze ever gets let loose.
Well, I won't have to worry about it if it does.
No, you'll be the first one to go.
So, the doors are still open.
Yep.
Because icy
Gen's
cold
grabbing
wind flowing
Tanya
in.
and sort of escorting her out if she hasn't already left under her own power yet. I don't know.
No, she's just been kind of standing there. Yeah, she'll go.
Say hello to your uncle for me when you meet him, Titania.
Yep. Start heading out, I guess.
And wait until everybody else is gone, and at least not gone, but at least leaving.
Yeah, everyone else is heading out the door.
I
Kalerna
wait
doing
until
the
I'm there
drawn
with him
sword rear
alone.
guard?
Yeah.
No.
Kalerna and Galadir. Let's go. Roll
Oh,
initiative.
All right, now that we're alone.
Kalerna's like, aha, I'm immune to power word kill. Throws a stone at your face. Not anymore.
No. Kalerna was just waiting for everybody to leave until she can reveal her true self as a chaotic evil.
I would like
okay.
to swear a pact with you now.
Very quickly, wait till they're gone. Like, completely drops the head's like, okay, dude, let's talk.
He can give you pact magic if you want. If anyone wants to be a warlock of Galadir.
Or
No.
No.
Undying patron?
Next character, though. Just keep in mind, remember, because I might forget. Kalerna dies. Next character.
We're getting a
Warlock
Galadir
of
warlock.
Galadir.
Warlock of
Fuck
Galadir.
yeah.
No, he would make you a hexblade
Ah.
because he has access to magic items that he can use. So you all exit the tower. As you get outside, you are greeted immediately by a blizzard of a snowstorm. Just ice-cold winds whipping into you and around you, snow blowing. You turn and look, and you are standing at the foot of this large hexagonal tower that seems to be leaning slightly and is broken in a few places. And the doors close behind you.
But we've now been here before,
Yes.
so that opens up a lot of magical avenues. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Did that like that is a good thing.
Well, we won't have to walk through all of this. And he gestures into the void of blizzard. We'll just come directly to the fucking scariest place. Holy shit. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Ithram starts walking a little
You can
farther
still
away.
feel him, by the way, Ithram, Titania, and
Right.
Gent.
Yeah.
The door's closed. Didn't shut off any of that feeling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, Gent, with your goggles down,
Yeah.
you can see a few sensors on the outside of the tower just sort of slowly rotating around it.
He'll wave at the closest one.
They're just little Imperial probe droids.
Okay.
No, there's just little black eyes. Just...
Yep.
Yeah, so the Star Wars Imperial probes.
Yeah.
So, given what we know now,
A tauntaun runs by.
where do we want to return? Taram, the Weeborn district. Oh, well, that's where the one in Tram is. For the Arcana Mysterium.
Let's head for Taram first.
All right.
Fuck.
Oh, it isn't here.
Yeah, let's get the fuck away from here.
Yeah, he's gonna use. He's gonna cast Teleportation Circle, but he's gonna use Shape Water to actually, since there's a blizzard going on, he's got to draw the Teleportation Circle. He's gonna use Shape Water to make an ice circle, and then just infuse the chalk powder into that, and then use Discharge to shock it and start it up.
And a hole opens in reality. You've got 6 seconds.
Let's get the fuck out. Ithram's first one through.
You along with the snow burst into the teleportation room. The person at the other end sort of like startled at the sudden wind. But you sign the book and you get through and you're out into the Reborn District. Immediately, as soon as the portal closes behind you, the three of you that are spellcasters immediately feel that pressure go away.
Sorry, where did we teleport to?
Taram.
Taram.
Okay.
In the Weaveborn district.
Yeah, Weeborn District of Taram.
Gent just puts a hand on Titania's shoulder. Are you all right?
Ah, that's better. No. No. No.
Let's be honest, darling. I guarantee we are not the first two nobles in Taram who have family members who enabled the possible murder of other family members across familial lines.
Are uncles just a bad thing in Taram?
I don't know. I want to go to the Druid Circle, please.
All right.
Let's do that.
Kalerna, have you ever been to the Druid Circle here?
Oh, it's really nice.
No, I have not.
Don't threaten the
As
money.
you recall, the first time I was here was before with you.
Yes, I wasn't with you the whole time, so I wasn't sure if you stopped in. But
No.
all right. Well,
I need to make
get your
some
drug jaw
money.
ready.
Sorry, what?
I said, get your drug jaw ready.
What is a drug jaw?
It's
the jaw you use to consume drugs.
maybe not a good
I would
idea
prefer
right now.
to be not doing that.
All right.
I need to make enough money to get a gunblade commissioned.
How much does a gunblade cost?
It's a good
It's
question.
one gunblade, Valdeth. What could it cost? $10?
Fucking rich people.
It didn't take very long for Gent to get this way either. Like,
No, it really didn't.
I have
Power
money
corrupts,
now.
man.
You jumped into that quick.
No, Gent knows exactly how much a gunblade costs. He used to make them.
it's an additional 100 gold on top of the weapon's normal price.
All right.
Any weapon modified into a gunblade becomes a martial melee weapon, regardless of if it was one prior. It gains the gunblade reload 6 property. It gains the gunblade property. The gunblade reload property indicates how many times the gunblade can be fired before it needs to be reloaded with an action, similar to the firearm reload property, but in this case only applying when the gunblade property is utilized as below. The gunblade property allows the user to fire the gunblade as a reaction whenever the weapon strikes the target, dealing another die of weapon damage, a longsword wheel an extra d8, a greatsword wheel an extra d6, etc. Ammunition for a gunblade is fairly cheap, blah, 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 blah.
Cool.
I'd like to get a good one rather than just a basic non-magical sword.
Well, you look around for swords, and then we'll see how much it costs.
Yeah.
Are you all going to the Druid's Grove first?
That's where Titania's dealing.
Yeah,
too.
Gent is dragging Kalerna along with Titania to the Druid Circle at least.
Ithram is going to go to Railnor's. I believe he let us into the library that he has last time.
Yeah, the library in the Weaveborn district is separate from the tower.
Yeah, he's going to go there and look for anything that matches the description of what the fuck we just all passed out from when we saw it.
Sure.
To figure out what the hell what.
I'm going to save you a roll. There's nothing.
Yeah, no, I know. But he's still going to do that.
There.
Yeah.
So get Titania, Kalerna, Valdeth.
Valdeth is going to go look for gunblades.
Okay. We'll
Before Ithram leaves, Gent slips him the wand and says, "Can you find out what that does?"
Yes.
Excellent.
So we'll start with the Druid's Grove group. The three of you get to the Druid's Grove fairly easily. As soon as you pass the tree line, you feel all the tension in your body sap away. As the calming, peaceful aura of the Druid Grove washes over the three of you.
Just gonna sit under a tree now.
See, that
Fairly
makes
dark
for a
here,
fun
isn't it?
Paradox. Because I feel like being supernaturally or magically calmed would just tense Kalerna up.
It's a weird thing. You know, you like immediately tense up as soon as you leave. Like it's like an anti-magic field where the effect stops while you're inside it.
Right.
You get back out.
There's probably like a good 2 minutes of like Kalerna steps backwards out of the circle.
Calm,
Steps forward,
anxious, calm,
forward,
anxious.
back, forward. And then at one point he looks at the stairs like, I do not know which I am less comfortable with.
You can still like your anxieties don't go away
Right.
inside the thing. It's just that you sort of feel it's the feeling you get whenever you take anti-anxiety medications after they kick in. Like
Yes.
it's that, yeah, it's like you
To which to be fair, I don't know which was more which I am more uncomfortable with is a fair statement.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely it is. You don't get the build up that you get with medication.
Yes.
Just instant.
It's light switch Xanax.
Yeah.
You don't have to come in if you don't want to, Kalerna.
No. I will go in.
Yeah, and it is a world's difference from what you were feeling up north. Like,
You don't need to guard me here, so it's you.
an owl alights on a tree branch above Titania and looks down. Woo!
I hoot back.
Gent's just sort of idly petting Titania's head. Calm.
A couple of
Yeah.
a couple of bluebirds alight on Titania's head.
Okay.
Oh, well, now I can't. Don't shit there.
They're not going to.
There's a badger curled up at her feet.
Yep. I'm gonna
Kill
put it. Badger.
Couple of wolves trot past.
Yep. It's real weird.
Um,
Sorry, I had a reaction. That was a lot. I don't want to believe him,
There are a lot of reasons not to.
Yeah, that's what's kind of circling through. But that would explain things too with your uncle, Kent.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
You didn't do anything.
It's my family, though.
Yes.
This is...
There is a part of my mind that is constantly in search of the next problem to solve.
Sounds exhausting.
It can be. It gets to the point on occasion where even if something might not be a problem, but could conceivably be a problem in the future, or even hypothetically, it has occurred to me that there would or will come a time when some of the older members of your family would need to be dealt with. Because people change, and people make mistakes, and sometimes people go down bad paths.
He's gone down a bad path, too. That was not...
Oh yes, no, Galadir is also that sort of problem.
Did you feel...
to
You
my
felt
mind.
that, right? Please tell me you felt that.
The overwhelming impetus of being in that proximity to someone of that concentrated level of capacity?
The wrongness of...
It wasn't comfortable.
Okay,
It was not remotely comfortable.
good.
That is a man who could accomplish a great deal of horror should he decide to.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not something I enjoy contemplating, but that is the sort of situation that most people who are willing to confront reality in Taram have to confront at some point. There are people amongst us who, if they decide to, make poor choices that are not for public benefit, can simply do that with comparative impunity. And my perspective on that is that checks and balances are needed. As contingencies, if nothing else. That being said, and he grabs her hand, this is your family. And we are not going to do anything aggressive or violent towards a member of your family without your consent. Without it being at least justified in your mind. All right? This is not something that we are going to overrule you on. This is not something that is going to be up for group vote and majority wins. This is also not a decision you need to make right now. I just want you to have that reassurance as these sort of ideas are probably rattling around inside your mind, all right?
Okay. I don't know what this. Okay. Firstborn of the God Emperor of Terra. Like the height of that power. Apparently, that's what's been happening. Why I got, does Druidcraft magic demonstration. That why we started kind of having those weird time stops, stuff like that. When I went to talk to was it the second-born, John?
Yes.
It was the, okay.
Mhm.
The second-born, what was their name? I think I got that. I don't remember where it was.
Yeah, you did have her name.
Yeah.
It's Terra.
Terra.
Correct me if I'm wrong as well, but I'm like 90% certain that the firstborn was explicitly mentioned in at least one of those visions.
No.
Were they?
Nope.
I feel
Not
like
to
I've
my
heard
knowledge.
mention of them.
I don't remember that at
Nope.
all.
That's the first time you've ever heard like you've heard of the firstborn before, but you've never gotten a name or a description or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
No, like not like named, but I feel like the firstborn is something has been like a line that was given in one of the visions.
Not as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, I do not remember that.
But I
It's
think
My
been a
brain
while.
is inventing connections that might not
It's
be
been
there.
a whole.
we
it's
wrote
been a
down
whole
the
year.
visions at one point. I just don't know where they are.
Yeah.
Anyway, but when I went to talk to the second-born, that's when that was right before in the library with the when you shot at
When I
Carolina.
shot Carolina, yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right before then I went to talk to her, and that's when it kind of triggered. So I don't know what
It's
this might
Archbishop Terra Valkorian.
Terra. Okay.
Terya.
Well, if you get your powers from your bloodline, and that's tied to these visions that we have, and my uncle, who did blood magic on me, uncle in quotes, gets his powers and freedom from a pact with a significant member of your bloodline, that's another link there. And yes, it does all connect. You're very correct there.
Just you'll tell me if we'll check each other.
If you're what?
If I start doing anything, I don't know. There's been a lot with like the zombies, and I just keep like replaying what Ariel would say. I don't know. There's a lot. It's silly.
No, I think you're very correct there. One of the things that we're here for is to watch out for each other and to protect each other, even sometimes from our own worst impulses. So if you start going bad, I'll mention it. And if I start going bad, you'll mention it. And if we both start going bad at the same time, Kalina here will cut our heads off. It'll be great.
I was going to say, I was going to volunteer that before you said it. So
Thanks, Kalerna.
here
Good to
to
have
help.
you around.
Okay, I feel better. Thanks.
Of course.
I don't even know where to start though, but that's another conversation. That helped.
I'm glad.
Meanwhile, Ithram, you're searching through the library. You find nothing. Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah, and he'll midway through, in frustration, he's like, "Well, might as well figure something out." And he'll ritually cast Identify on the wand.
It is a wand of paralysis.
Oh
Oh no, it's the hold person wand.
no! I literally just sold one of these because I hadn't used it in a while. Actually, hang on. I think I actually might still have it in my no. No, that was one of the things that got destroyed in
Yeah, it
the
was one of those that got destroyed in the
Aw.
destruction.
Yeah.
This
There you
is
go.
It's the timeout stick.
yeah.
this is very much a
is-
moment of one of those TikToks of the oh no, oh no,
Oh no, 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 no.
oh no.
Is it just a normal one or is
It's a
save
normal.
higher?
It's a normal
Okay.
wand of paralysis.
Okay. All right. All right. Can Gent use things?
Attuned by any spellcaster, a spell slinger is technically a spellcaster.
Yeah, attunement by a spellcaster.
Because I know the hold person spell. He's just never used it in the typical Final Show Films way.
Technically, it's
I'm the
not-
only one I think that has used the whole person spell in this group.
Yeah.
But mine requires bullets.
Well, now it doesn't need to.
Right. Yeah, but I'd have to give up an attunement spot.
Oh, that's fair.
I have an open attunement slot.
All right then.
Yes, give Titania the power to paralyze people.
Yes.
I'm sure that won't go wrong.
Do it.
So
do it.
he'll stick it in the holster until we get till it links back up, and he'll go back into his futile search for whatever this ooze is.
And Valdeth has a shopping episode, which we will deal with off screen, because rather than.
Well, this is like, I need to do something practical because I was just given the knowledge of Phyrexians.
You should go tell the Izzet about that. I'm sure they'd be very interested.
Oh boy.
They've never encountered Phyrexians, fortunately. Ravnica would be
Thank-
fucked.
Do we really want to tell Izzet though? They might go looking for it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's not happening.
And so, eventually, where do you all reconvene?
Because we don't have a company house here anymore, right? We
Nope.
No.
gave that
Nope.
up.
It's
No.
It's gone.
We all
Ithram
have
would
link
head back to
pearls,
the-
so
yeah.
yeah.
Ithram
yeah.
would head back to the Druid's Forest.
yeah, Valdeth will head there as well after finding whatever she finds.
You two, the two of you join up with the other three, and as you pass into the tree line, again, that tension that you've been unconsciously carrying just sort of melts away.
Ooh.
You find Titania sitting amidst a growing horde of small animals.
Disney princessing it up.
Oh yeah.
There's 6 squirrels, a couple of raccoons.
So what do
5
next steps
badgers.
look like as far as anyone else is concerned?
There's a raven sitting on Kalerna's shoulder.
Who's looking as uncomfortable as a calm person can. The only way I can explain it.
Valid.
Well, Sorry, there's a lot to keep track of, so I'm repeating things in case I'm forgetting something.
Mhm.
We have to break the pact that the firstborn has with Alfenbar, so that then that thing won't destroy the world.
So that's one. So that's the way to
one.
seal one world-ending threat.
Yep. We need to get the shard of Eidos from that necromancer or the lich or whatever.
For the other world-ending threat.
Yep. Which is still expanding. And we have to get to either the 9 hells or make a deal with something else to take care of Alfenbar himself. Or no, take care of unrelated demon that is plaguing us.
Yes.
Yeah. Who hopefully we can stave off for a while with the magic aura. So
yeah, and we're gonna get the true name.
Mhm.
Are we getting the true name of that from?
Yes,
that's the creature that we've been promised the true name for breaking the pact.
Okay.
So it would seem that we attempt to for I just had a huge fucking brain fart.
Well, in terms of order of operations, obviously, if we're going to handle my archdevil, we need the true name, which means that will have to happen after we break the pact.
Yes.
So I would say the question is, do we pursue the lich first or the pact first?
In all honesty, the Shadowfront is expanding, but at a much slower rate than
figure out what it was.
Is pressing this year.
Yeah, the demonic incursions are an immediate pressing threat. The Shadowfront is expanding slowly. The threat of this ooze is even slower, but it's a prerequisite to deal with that first before we can deal with the demon incursions.
Yes.
I will note that none of you have any idea of how to find Ternalian. In Titania, Ternalian's location is so unknown, you didn't even know his name before now.
Yeah. He's gonna be really hard to find.
Yeah.
And that's gonna require a lot of talking to people.
Well, if he's we don't know if he's taken this. He may have just, or they may have just kept themselves hidden for some time. We can also try the spell that I used for the other individuals.
Now that you have the name.
Now that we know his name, the legend lore.
We can learn about him.
I mean, he is?
Yeah, I'm not sure. They
are findable, as Galadir's simulacrum managed to find them at some point.
To make a deal,
They found him.
Here's my thought. Even if we don't have to kill the firstborn, we still have to break the pact. But we will have to have something dangerous to them in order to exert any amount of leverage, I assume.
Probably it would be best to go into that kind of situation prepared for anything, whether it becomes violence or not. We need to be prepared for the option of violence.
We could find out the terms of the pact. And if we can make this simulacrum fail in their end, the power is then removed.
If we can find a way to break the pact within the confines of it, yes.
Maybe I'm just sewing this up very neatly in my mind, but I'm thinking if we can find a fragment of Eidos's soul, I feel like a series of bullets infused with a shard of the god of entropy would be enough to at least make a demigod think twice.
Maybe.
For that, we need to go for the lich.
Which would mean we would need to go for the lich first.
I feel much more prepared for that, to be honest.
Between the two options, yes, that
Same.
seems more reasonable at the time.
So, with the group having softly decided on hunting down
Tentative decision.
the lich first,
Which pile of shit we want to step in first?
that's where we will end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.